Morning. It's morning for Sunday. Good afternoon, P Brown. How do we feel about tonight? Actually, this afternoon. Yeah, it's afternoon. How do I feel? Not amazing, but I will say that when they've come off a win and I felt good, they have lost. And then when they've come off a loss and I haven't felt good, they have won. So um, I think how I feel has tricked me so far. So I'm gonna take the way I feel with a grain of salt here, right? I think that's like fair. Downing some whiskey to calm the nerves. Adam, that's a good idea. It's a Sunday, so you guys are all off work. I've got water tonight, but we may switch to something stronger depending on where this night goes. Robert, hey Robert, I hope San Diego's weather is as perfect today as it always is. So bummed we lost last game, but we seem to play better on the road. So in this series, the road team is 4-2. So far the road team has been better, but obviously, um, every game has been a one goal game. There's just like I don't know what to say, guys. This series is just every minute of this series has been a coin flip. Every minute of this series has been one team has the chance over the other, and it hasn't let up. I think it was John Cooper that said they were like, "Oh, prepping for the game seven," and he's like, "Every game of this series has been a game." Who said that? Every game of this series has been a game seven. Like this was a game seven from like the beginning. So I don't know. I'm not. If the first line doesn't show up, they lose. Yeah, I would say that that applies for both sides. If Hagel and Kucherov don't show up for Tampa, they lose. But they've shown up a little more than a lot more than the Habs first line have. Well, that's not true. The Slavkovsky won the first game, but they need that first line. Like Caulfield needs to score tonight. Like period. Right? Like it just you can't just keep going back to the fourth liners. They got to at least like be at least they got to at least be dominant. They got to at least be aggressive and put Tampa on their heels. If they're just taken out of the game, which I didn't think they were last game, but I did think a couple games ago they were just totally not a non-factor. I thought last night or last game they were like close to scoring and didn't. Yeah, exactly. We got robbed at least 5 shots last game. That's I think what like is hurting everybody right now is the fact that it like they could have won. But then again, there were also games where Tampa could have won and they were like a couple of bounces from not having it. I mean, I'm sure Tampa fans right now are looking at that Kucherov play in game 6 where he missed the wide open net and being like, "Oh, if stupid Kucherov didn't do that and then take the stupid penalty, blah 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 blah." You know what I mean? Like this series is all about woulda, coulda, shouldas. If you go to the Tampa boards, everybody feels the exact same way that Habs fans do. That this series has just been so close and that they're agonizing over the like little mistakes that Tampa's made here or there to force a game 7. It's tough, man. P. Brown says they must come out strong, like shoot the puck more and not allow many shots in Dobish and get more on Vasilevsky. Vasilevsky to me is a little more susceptible to shots from far. He does give up rebounds. He does sometimes have trouble tracking the puck if there's bodies in front. They need to shoot from the point and they need to try to get lanes and they need to try to get guys to the net. And then I think you can take more chances. But if you're like close to the net, like man, Vasilevsky's such a big body, he's so square to you. It gets tough. Like from the lane that like Caulfield likes to score, Vasilevsky's tough to beat. But I do feel like from far away you can create mistakes, and that's what they got to do. I think. Robert says not optimistic but hopeful. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I'm not optimistic. I truly I've said it this whole time. This whole series is just 50-50. It's agonizing series. The Habs are young, and this is Tampa's swan song. That being said, we should have won this series earlier. And that's what makes Tampa so deadly in this game. Because if the Canadiens lose tonight, they're going to go into the offseason and be like, man, that was a good opportunity. We blew it. but there are better years ahead for us. We're gonna be back next year. We're gonna be good next year. We'll have Dobson next year. We're gonna have some more young players come in. We're probably gonna acquire somebody. Like, this team is on the upswing. Whereas if Tampa loses tonight, does John Cooper leave? It's 4 straight years where he loses in the first round. He seems like a proud guy. I don't know. I could imagine him just being so deflated from that he would be like, I need to take a step back. Victor Hedman, how many years does he have left? I don't know. So, and Tampa's at home. There's like an extra desperation with Tampa, but if the Habs score early, the color could be drained from Tampa's face, and we've seen their fans get out of it. Game 5, I thought Gallagher scored in 3 minutes, and the crowd was non-factor the rest of the night. The Tampa fan is like, they've got good fans. They do turn out, but they don't go as hard as the Habs fans do. We're a young team, but what's concerning is that Suzuki and Caulfield are not kids. They should be better. They should be better. They should be better. I guess what I'll say is that, at a certain point, Lane Hudson, as of next year, is paid more than them. Demidov will at some point. There's going to be a little bit of turnover in this team where Suzuki and Caulfield are still your leaders, but there's going to be a bit of a change of the leadership core, I think. Like, Suzuki's always going to be the captain, but I think there will be players that will kind of carry the torch a little more, I think. That's a speculation. Do we have Noah Dobson confirmed yet? What's the deal? I mean, it certainly looks like Arbor Jacki is not playing tonight. We lost the last 2 home games. No excuse. Well, Tampa lost 2 of 3 home games as well. So, again, this is like, if either team loses, it'll like kind of be for the same reasons. They didn't score on the power play. They didn't win at home. Like, both teams have the exact same issue. So it's kind of an interesting. So here are the lines tonight, and as you can see, looks like Dobson's in over Jacki. I thought Jacki. Look, as good as a series I think Jacki's had. Dobson's Dobson. Dobson's your second best defenseman, or your third. Nice, he's your second. I get it. I know fans are not going to love this, but and Dobson's going to have a hell of some explaining to do if he has a giveaway tonight. But yeah, that's what's going down. It looks like Dobson is in and Jacki is out. Dobson will help Suzuki line at breakout pass. Yes, the whatever you give up in sort of in your own end, you will hopefully spend a lot less time in your own end because Dobson is an elite puck-moving defenseman out of the zone. I don't know about that. Nobody's going to be a sniper like Caulfield. He will always be the go-to guy. Yeah, he's definitely like a go-to scorer, but there's going to be like more around, And also, Caulfield was pretty good last year and was pretty good his first year in the playoffs. This is not a good playoffs for him, but like, I think we tend to exaggerate like who is a playoff performer and who isn't based on like one playoff. Like he could have a bad playoff this year and then have a great playoff another year. Connor McDavid had a terrible playoff this year. I don't think anybody would call Connor McDavid a bad playoff performer. You know what I mean? So this is not. I'm not here to like defend Caulfield's uh, playoff so far because he has not been good. But I'm saying that it's not. It does not mean that like he will be forever bad at the playoffs in the playoffs. So Dobson's minutes will have to be managed. I can't have him playing high minutes. Well, I think if the team is losing, they'll definitely. I think they'll play him. They'll play him a lot. Connor McDavid was injured. Was he though? Really? I mean, Caulfield might be hurt. You don't know. But I don't know. I don't need the. Yeah, I'm not saying that. You're saying Cole looks lost out there. I'm not denying that at all. Cole Caulfield's not played well. But what I'm saying is that you guys are talking about like he'll never be good at the playoffs or he'll never score, and I don't ascribe to that. That he's proven to have not been a playoff performer. He came into these playoffs with a pretty decent rep and like a small sample size, uh, and he could recover from these playoffs and have a good playoff next year. So, and I do think having like Lane Hudson, Demidov as more of a support system, maybe Hage and maybe Reinbacker, uh, you know, Cole will be fine. What I think so. But McDavid had a broken foot, did he? Then why was he so like bad mouthing his team so much? He and Drysdale were bad mouthing management so much. Anyways, Max says, been posting for 2 days that if they sit Jackeye tonight, they'll lose. I don't think we'll win with him out of the lineup. Tampa will run roughshod over this team tonight. You are very disappointed. It's definitely a risk to make any lineup adjustments this late in the game. Obviously, Dobson they felt was just simply too good to not have in the lineup. I thought there was maybe a thought of maybe taking out Carrier. Is that like a weird because Carrier took Dobson's spot? So I was like, well, maybe you put Dobson in Carrier's spot, and then you keep that bottom third pair that you've been pretty happy with. But I think having them on the road sealed it for them. I think Struble and Jackeye have been good in their own end, but the puck is in their own end a little more when they're on the ice. So I think they were just like, you know, on the road it makes it a little tougher. I think is the vibe here. By the way, totally slept on this Gallagher, Newhook, Demidov line. I mean, that line's not going to last. Gallagher's going to play 5 minutes. Could have gone with 11 forwards and 70, not with Gallagher in the lineup. Because with Gallagher in the lineup, you basically have 10 and a half forwards. Because Gallagher can't play very much. So, according to Sportsnet, Canadiens have outscored Tampa 4-0 at 5-on-5 with Struble and Jackeye on the ice together. That is, yeah, I saw that stat too, which is what makes it a big risk. And 4 goals is not that bad either, actually. There hasn't been so much offense produced. This series has not been rough since the fourth game. Arbor brings no offense at all. That's interesting. I guess Max's thought was that maybe Tampa will view this as an opportunity to play rougher. Is definitely a possibility. Dobson isn't a stellar defensive defenseman. Who knows what this offense would be like with a wonky thumb? Yeah, I mean that's the thing about Dobson's thumb. If his thumb is really bad, I don't think they would have put him in the lineup. He's got to be like. You're saying I doubt Dobson's 100%. Yeah, I doubt he's 100%, but like if his thumb's not in, it was like Line last year. Remember when Line they took him out of the playoffs and everyone was like, he's like a weakling. But like if your finger's broken, like and all you do is shoot, like obviously you're not gonna be in the lineup. Dobson's the same thing. The best thing about Dobson's game is a stick. Whether it's as a puck mover or as using the stick to cause a turnover. So if Dobson can't use his stick properly, then he shouldn't be there. So I'm going to assume that he's good enough to go. Arbor's an RFA. Have to think he might get an offer sheet. I've already told you guys that I have a feeling that Ottawa and their owner, who is a known Arbor Jackeye fan, will step in if the Canadiens dilly-dally on a contract. Dobson for Arbor is a no-brainer, in my opinion. Dobson has to play. Do we know yet if he's going to play? Yeah, Dobson's in. Dobson is in tonight. Dobson's in tonight. He's not 100%, but he's good enough to go. There's no way to put him in if he's going to hurt us. Yeah, exactly. Like, they're not going to not play him all series and then play him in Game 7 if he's, like, at 20%, right? Like, he's got to be close. Big game once again. Hope it's as thrilling as the last one with a different outcome. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a one-goal game tonight, right? Again? Has to be. Somebody brought up something that I wanted to talk about here. Gallagher on the second line, really? He's going to get gassed early. I think he's going to be on the second line for, like, the first... It was like Anderson on the first line last game. He was on the first line for, like, the first 2 shifts, and that was it. He's not really going to be on the second line. Rick, hey, Rick, by the way, Rick, we missed you the last couple of games, and now that you're here, I feel like you are the missing link to winning the series, Rick. So thank you so much for joining tonight. Guys, F off. There's no way Arbor isn't better than Struble. Wake the F up. I personally agree with you. I would have put Jackeye in over Struble. But Struble is ahead of him on the food chain, I guess. You only accept a Jackeye offer sheet from a Western Conference team, in my opinion. Yeah, I think if Ottawa... Well, here's the problem, though. The Canadiens do have a finite amount of salary cap space. They have a nice amount of salary cap space, but if you think Jackeye's your 6th, 7th defenseman, and you've got Reinbacher and Engstrom coming up, are you really going to, like, bring him back at, like, $4 million a year? If that's what gets offered? I don't know. Paul Brown, P. Brown. I shouldn't say Paul Brown. I don't know if you're Paul Brown. I P. Brown. Good news. I would not think they'd take a chance if they felt he wasn't fit enough to play. That's it, right? We got to just assume that Dobson can play. Exactly. I'm happy. I'm glad you could join us. Marty doesn't like Jackeye. That's it, right? Like, ultimately, if, like, they're not going to use him properly, if somebody wants to come around and offer him a crazy offer sheet, like... Hello, Ogden. Ogden says, we've lost Arbor. Prediction, he'll be a major D for another decade and will punish the Habs medievally. Oh, my goodness, for those years. Leclerc 2.0. I hope not, Ogden. But I also would rather they keep Arbor Jackeye than find out somewhere else. Because I agree with you. I think he would be... This is a hard team for him to play on because it's such a speed team. And there's such about transition game, which is, like, not his forte. But on a more, like, stay-at-home team, God, if Arbor was in Tampa, forget about it. We would be screaming out the top of our lungs watching him play. It'd be so aggravating to watch him. So, She26, you're also like Arbor should be in. Yeah, this is, I mean, it was going to be rough. It was going to be rough whoever Dobson was going to replace because the defense has been good this series. The forwards haven't been good. As you guys mentioned, why not have 7 defensemen? Yeah, as mentioned earlier, like, as long as Gallagher's in the lineup, they're basically already down a forward. So Gallagher, I think, is going to come on in the first period. He's going to take 3 shifts. He's going to play his little heart out. And then probably won't play that much the rest of the game, I think, unless they need a spark. And I think the first line is going to play. It's just put up or shut up time for the first line. They're going to play a lot. And then you're going to see, obviously, Evans and Danault a lot. 6-2 Tampa. Oh, my God. No. It's been such a close series. You think the Max, you think that's the end of the tight series? Does anybody feel the same way? Hi, Karen, by the way. Welcome back. I'm glad you could make it. She26, can't believe the Jackeye's not in. And Rick is not happy. Rick is not happy either. If Jack Guy's played his last game as a Hab, the Canadiens will regret it for the next 10 years. It'll be like breaking a mirror, right? How about Dobson for Struble? I would have taken out Struble or Carrier, I think, over Jack Guy, but all right, Carrier only because not because I think he's the sixth best defenseman, but because I felt like it was the most like because Carrier took Dobson's role. So it would have just been easier to slip him in there and then everybody would have been in their right spot. Whereas now it's going to be like the second the Canadiens need some offense, they're throwing Dobson out there, right? We need the power play to click with Suzuki and Caulfield to light it up. Sounds simple, but it hasn't been happening. The one thing that I'm excited about for Dobson is shooting from the point. He's not a slap shot guy, but he has a nice low shot that he can get through traffic. And I feel like Vasilevsky, the way to beat him is with shots from far out. He doesn't track the puck super well. If you're in tight or if you're in the slot area, he's square to you, you can't beat him. But if you're from far out, I don't know. I think you got a chance. Who will retire? Jack Guy? Oh, you mean who's like the scratch tonight? Yeah, Jack Guy. Dobson's in, Jack Guy's out. I doubt there will be many power plays tonight. Well, I keep saying that this series, and then the referees keep changing my mind. Arbor has a cannon from the blue line. I thought he was using it a little more effectively in these playoffs, but outside of that one chance that Vasilevsky kicked out in the last game, I guess he hasn't had a chance to use it that much. I think you need a Gallagher. Well, Gallagher's in. Gallagher. Do I think Gallagher will retire? I don't think. No, he's got a year left at $6.5 million. I think he's. No, I don't think he'll retire. I'll say this: he'll retire if the Habs win and move on and go really far. Then maybe he'll retire. Maybe then he'll be like, "I'm exhausted." That's that. But I don't think. His body might be failing him, but I don't think his heart has caught up to that yet. I think he's got a year left on his deal. I think he's gonna be like, I can do this. I can have a nice swan song here. Guys have done it. He was really good last year. I mean, I certainly wouldn't, but success is winning this series. Whereas Ryan says, win or lose in the season has been a resounding success, especially after the 5-game elimination. Oh, that's a good question to ask you guys. All right, here's my question for you guys. Do you already consider this season success, win or lose tonight? I'll give you my thought. My thought is just like, kinda. My dog sounds very excited in the other room. All right, we got a couple answers here. Let's get to those. This is an easy first-round matchup against the likes of Ottawa, Pens, Flyers, or Bruins. If the Habs had played any of those teams, they'd already moved on. The Habs were The Habs and Lightning are light years better than any of those teams, I think. Max says, well, I hope we put forth a good effort tonight and play like men. Yes, if they get their asses whooped tonight, then the season will feel a bit weird. Galley has another year. Yes, Gallagher has 1 year at $6.5 million, not 5.5, $6.5 million. Robert says no, not a success, win or lose. Very proud, Allison, as the man said, how they played. Max also says no. Robert amended it. Maybe a small success. Kelly says it's not a bust if they lose, but they need to go one step further than last season. Phil G says this season was a success, win or lose. Max says to show progression, they need to get out of the first round. Habination says no because they're not deep enough for a cup run and not bad enough for good picks. Having issues with the team. Man, I think they've played really, really amazing hockey these 6 games. I would be super disappointed if they would lose tonight. But like, I don't know, you're making it seem like they're like not good. Like by not beating Tampa, they're not good. I don't think that's the case. They're maybe not good enough to beat Tampa, which is they have to be at some point. They have to be better. But like 2021 was a COVID year. I can't see comparing then and now. I certainly would not compare. Different ball game. Blue says definitely a success regardless of what happens. It's a very young team. Remember, they didn't even make a trade at the trade deadline. Karen's teasing the win probability. Never tell me the odds, Karen. Joseph. Hey, Joseph. Let's take this game. I assume we still see OT. Hey, Native XD says, I'm hoping Demidov does well. As he stated, he's never been through a Game 7 before. Ryan, already on the anthem singer. Well-deserved, not very good. Not too sure what it did was revitalize interest back in the franchise, which is already good. Harry says, absolutely a success, going to get better. Phil says, what data point did they regress in? None, I believe. The penalty killing. Penalty killing got worse. Should have kept Joel Armia, maybe. Joel Armia would have been nice to have right about now. Penalty killing got worse. That was the one data point that I think was like pretty. Oh, I mean the goaltending was bad for like a huge chunk of the season as well. This season built on the last 40% win probability. Oh my God. Thanks for hosting us. Yes, thanks for joining. Hopefully not the last time this season. I know, it's crazy, right? This is either the last time we hang out until maybe the draft, or we're just going to like keep doing this for another month or 2 months. Man, you guys are really not feeling the anthem singer, which fair enough. And we got a little bit of the crowd singing the anthem. That's nice, I guess. Hey, Mark. I miss Joel Armia. I miss him too. He was a good player, man. He was what he was. You know what? He frustrated everybody for a long time because it was like he could score. He could have a 20-goal season if he wanted to. And then everybody was just like, oh, that's not really what his game is. He's going to give you the occasional nice goal, and he's going to be an elite penalty killer. And that's that. Armia and Evans on a PK breakaway. Here we go. The best 2 words in sports. Game 7. Blue says, I can't believe they took Cheka. He's the same as Dubas. I would caution that he's a lot different than Dubas. I think he's actually a lot worse than Dubas. My Toronto buddies called the Leafs new executive team Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, real selfish of the Toronto Maple Leafs to leak their new management structure right before Game 7. I'm sure that wasn't intentional at all. Robert's praying for a Habs win. Yeah, you guys got to. Game is on. Gonna watch it. Yeah, it's starting right now. Right now. If I'm Tampa, someone drops the gloves right off the top. Oh my God, that would be amazing. That would be quite so much action. Okay, we are underway here. Vasilevsky has a 1.5 goals against average in 4 Game 7s. He was so damn good last game. He's had some like shaky years, but gotta say, last game, Friday, was vintage Vasilevsky. I think we'll see many line combos. Yeah, I doubt that Gallagher will be on the second line for long, but I do admire having him out early for a little bit of jam. Do you guys think we'll see a lot of Dobson tonight? I mean, he usually plays 20 plus minutes, so I'm curious to see if he's going to play like a regular, no holds barred kind of game. If the first line shows, we can win this. I think that's how I see it as well. And having Dobson back is huge. I mean, a lot of the Canadiens' offense predicates on having Hudson and Dobson in the back end. Hudson did a great job doing it by himself, but you need two guys, I think, like that, especially for the way the Habs are built. So it was rough not having Dobson around. There you go. Hey, Timur, thanks for joining us. If Caulfield hasn't shown up yet, why would he tonight? Hey, anybody can be a hero tonight. Anybody. Gallagher could score another goal. Noah Dobson could be the hero tonight. Anybody has it in them who's on the ice tonight to do it. So, why is there a broken stick? There's always a broken stick on the damn ice. I mean, the Habs out hit Tampa by quite a bit last game. Even if you take out Jack Eye's hits, right? Too many posts in Game 6. Tampa also had 2 posts on the power play, if you remember that. So the posts were a big factor last game. Fingers crossed. That's what it's going to take. There you go. Texia had a chance to kind of go in, but pass got caught in his skates. And so far, it's been a little more Tampa than Montreal, but shots are only 1-1 so far. And Tampa's had some zone time, but I can't say that it's been particularly effective zone time. And there's another broken stick. Or is that the first broken stick? That broken stick just refuses to leave the ice. Hopefully it helps the Habs more than it helps Tampa. What a save by Dobesh. That was on Braden Point, I think. That was huge. There you go. Really nice play. Can they get a little momentum here? Dobbs or Hudson with a bad play there, but look at Slavkovsky going back. Nice back check by Slavkovsky. So far, so good. Dobesh in the right place. He needs to be there all night. I mean, it's gonna be. This series has been one goal. Every game has been one goal. I gotta say, regardless of what happens tonight, Dobesh has just impressed me so much. Mark's heart is already racing here. Already racing. Timur is in agreement. I know my heart is. I can hear it. I can hear it beating out of my chest right now. Anderson with the top line. I think we'll see Anderson and Gallagher out there occasionally, and they're going to pick their spots, and they're going to get there. They're going to be out there for some energy. You can't play those guys too much, but you can play them a little bit and see if you can get, especially get Suzuki and Caulfield going or Slavkovsky going. I think they're a little less worried about Slav, to be honest. I thought Slavkovsky was pretty good in Game 6. Obviously, he didn't produce any offense, but I thought he looked pretty good just from a physical standpoint and just positioning and just seeming like not affected by what had happened in Game 5, I think, is what I would say about Slavkovsky in Game 6. Karen's sweating up a storm right now. That's where we're all at. Got an offside here. Got Gallagher, John after the play with Chernak. That's a good guy that you want to take off his game. Timur says they subbed Anderson for the wrong guy. Timur, they've put the lines in a blender. You're going to see everybody with everybody, and I think you will see Suzuki get mixed and matched with different guys, including Caulfield, I think, off that line at some point, especially if it doesn't look like he's got it early. So we are 100% healthy, and Tampa is missing Hedman. It's true. They're finally healthy with Noah Dobson coming back. So if you guys missed it earlier, Noah Dobson's in the lineup tonight. Arbor Jacki, the odd man out on defense. Controversial decision, I'm sure. The whole defense played really good. It was hard to pick one guy to take out, I'm sure. But they went with Jacki, and Noah Dobson is expected to, I would imagine, help kickstart this offense a little bit. Oh, Gallagher with the spin shot. And now they're doing a good job keeping the puck in the zone here. Hudson with a second opportunity. They're really aggressive with him at the point. I think they know that, like, he's trying to get the puck through. And they know they're basically double manning Hudson. Both teams are forechecking hard, Timur says. I know, it's I think there's definitely a chance to score a goal here. You win a battle down low and you can get the puck in front. I definitely think both teams have that possibility. I think you'll see whenever somebody scores, I think it's probably going to be something like that. You win the battle in the corner and you're able to feed somebody in front. And that's where, a guy like Anderson or Gallagher comes in, and then that's where a guy like Caulfield comes in. Caulfield's got to be the one to get close to the net and get an opportunity to have his line mates win that battle, but he's got to get into the right scoring lane here, which he has not been able to do this series, and he's got to get a quick release off because these Tampa guys they close in on you really fast. So you just got to shoot when you get an opportunity and not think about it too hard. The Chris Kreider, you basically shoot. You have it in your mind to shoot before you even get the puck. He explained it all really great on a podcast this offseason when they asked him why he, all of a sudden had a 40-goal season. Was that a post? It was close, whatever it was. Canadiens doing a great job clogging up the middle of the slot there. Whereas the Habs have had a couple chances. Oh! Great chance, Slafkovsky to Demidov, but the Tampa guy just got the stick on it. Two nice chances now for that line. Yeah, Vasilevsky was beat on that shot. I don't know if it was going to go in the end, but Radish was basically standing about where the post was, and it hit him. So anything could have happened there. Nice point shot by Dobson. If you guys are looking for a medical update. Braden Point off the rush, and the Canes bringing up the ice again. Slafkovsky enters the zone. Off the post. Oh, and then another nice chance. Very good start for Slafkovsky there. So he had a post, and then he nearly set up Demidov earlier. So Slafkovsky, we're seeing some nice things in the offensive zone, and I think we're already starting to see the effect of Noah Dobson out there. Just gives you another weapon up at the point. Oh, man, what a shot. Absolutely had Vasilevsky beat. If only the 2021 Cup Final was as close as this. Different, might as well have been a different century. My God. That Canadiens team compared to the Canadiens team now couldn't be more different, right? Enough with the chances. They got to bury one. Harry, truer words have never been spoken. At some point, they're going to start really regretting these ones not going in. Gallagher, end of shift, just trying to like help his boys get on the ice, and he does it. But God, is he hoofing back to the bench there? He didn't have anything left. Dominic James trying the sharp angle shot there. Matheson just has to clear. Yeah, I mean, that's what he does as a puck handler, right? He plays it's a bit of risk reward in that game. 2 chances for Tampa. Oof. Oh, all from this non-clear by Matheson. Get the puck out. Jeez Louise. Get it out. There you go. Bolduc fights his way down. Finally got the puck out. Oh boy. That was risky. But yeah, that's Matheson in a nutshell, man. He gets a lot of touches, and I think he makes a lot of great plays, and sometimes he doesn't. Caulfield wide. Vasilevsky might have just gotten a little bit of that one. I'm not a Bolduc fan. Really, I like the way he's played in these playoffs, actually. He's not a all-star, but I think he's like a good depth player. I like what I've seen so far from him. I find him to be a strong forechecker. He's got a good shot. He's got a little bit of speed to his game. I think he's a good like middle 6 guy. Suzuki is weak on the boards. What's wrong with him? I mean, is he going to be the guy that we're going to hear had like 2 broken legs and a ruptured spleen? Did you guys hear like Zadorov was like badly injured for Boston? Like, man, you always hear these things. But yeah, Suzuki, I do wonder. Demidov tried to one-on-one pass the Tampa guy, but he wouldn't bite. But Kane's doing a good job battling for the puck here. Oh, Demidov tried to flip one to Slafkovsky. That was a nice man. Seeing great stuff from Demidov and Slafkovsky tonight. Offside, but I feel like they touched the puck at the center ice. Bolduc's play well this series. Yeah, I find. Timur, he's tired from having to do Caulfield's work as well as this. That's funny. Wow, Gonzalez again had a great chance. The guy who won it in Game 6, and great save by Dobesh. Oh, nice try by Tampa. Try to get the shot through there. Matheson's down in the corner again. McAvoy's getting at least 5 games for that tomahawk chop. Yeah, I mean, do they usually suspend those guys like spilling over into the season? I feel like they will be forgotten. They're the same about Grieg, right? Grieg also for Ottawa had a play like that. All right, that icing got waved off. Habs caught a little bit of a break there. Well, we never made it there, and then now it's an offside for icing for Tampa. So it's been a little back and forth so far. I think the Habs had a good like 5 minute stretch, and then Tampa's had 2 good stretches. Like so, it's been Tampa good stretch, Habs good stretch, and then Tampa good stretch, and now it's an icing. So the Habs get the puck in the offensive zone. So hopefully they can get something going here. These are the kind of moments where I like having Dobson at the point too if he's out there, which he is. Another one timer for Dobson. Well, Dobson doesn't seem afraid to shoot so far. Oh, in person for Charlie McAvoy. Man, insult to injury, eh? They make you come in, and your season's already over. It's like, nope. You got to go hang out with George Paros for an hour. Got to fly into New York, or however they do it. Tampa has definitely come to play. They look good tonight. This is going to be, if the Habs win tonight, they're not going to be gifted the game. And I don't think Tampa's being gifted the game either. I think whoever wins it tonight, man, it's gonna be one bounce, one play that's gonna decide it. Right? That must be okay. Looked all right so far. Let's go Canada. As much as I like a little national pride, I will say that in the Canada U.S. thing for the NHL is always a little weird because like, you know, some of our best players, some of the Canadians' best players are Americans, and some of the best Tampa players are Canadian. You know, I always find it a little weird. Sometimes they get a USA chant going in a game against a Canadian team, and I'm like, wait a minute, like your best player is from Canada. But hey, all good. Brandon, just highlights of Brandon Hagel being a jerk. So many, so many. Two broken legs and a ruptured spleen. I don't know. You always hear that at the end of the postseason. They're like, "Oh, this guy was decapitated in Game 5 and still played another 3 games." NHL discipline always highly dependent on if the player's team is moving on. So likely, yeah, come down on McAvoy. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what happens there. Because also, like all the fans will forget, right? And then you roll up in the training camp, and you're like, "Oh, McAvoy can't play the first 5 games of the season." I'm like, "Oh, fuck that." I feel the same about the anthems. Should only be played at the Olympics. I am a big time proponent of no longer having the national anthems at the games. I'm sorry, guys. I know that's not a popular take to have, but I would get rid of the anthems if I were the commissioner of NHL, which maybe I ought to be. I'm kidding, of course. 5 minutes left in the first period. Shots are 7-3 Tampa. But I'd say it's like probably just reflective of the fact that they've had like kind of 2 kind of very good offensive zone presences compared to the Habs, who kind of had 1. And there is a post as well. Slavkovsky hit the post. Anyone know any good streams? I will turn a blind eye if anybody wants to post one. I don't have one. I'm watching on Sportsnet tonight. But if anyone does have one that's not full of, oh man, what a move! What a 2-on-1 for Tampa. I think Gonzalez was the finisher there and ran out of room on Dobesh. Dobesh stood tall there. Man, Gonzalez. Where did they keep finding these guys, man? These guys who are like career minor leaguers, and then like all of a sudden they're like they take a next level at Tampa. They're so good at that stuff. Panthers too. Panthers are really good at that. It's annoying. Oh, Slav, man, centered the puck, and I think it was Demidov was there, almost there. Yeah, that's what I want to see Dobson doing. I know he missed it, but he was looking for the pass here. But now we got a 2-on-1. They got to watch out. Habs looks like they're going to go back, and Dobesh makes the save. Thank goodness. Dobish has been unreal this series. He's been unfreaking real. Refs are letting them play, Ryan says, which is like a strange spot to be in, considering the way the whole series has been. Bad pinch by Hudson, yeah. And and his Dobish's mask, the string broke in the back too. Another massive save. Another massive save by Dobesh. He's been what a revelation, eh? Honestly, like whatever happens in this series, the emergence of Jakub Dobesh as a big money player, like has to excite you guys quite a bit, right? Dobesh feels like a big money player. Dobesh keeping it in so far, man. This guy's unfazed. Tampa has been the better team so far. I would give the edge to Tampa so far tonight for sure. An early goal on the road would have really helped the Habs. But again, this is a one goal series. All it's going to take is one bounce. Like it's not. Do I think Tampa's got a bit of an edge right now? Absolutely, but I just don't. Anything can happen, and anything has happened so far. Dobish has me really excited. Me too. I'm so excited. Can you guys believe the goalie situation and how it's turned in like the last 2 months? 2 months we were all like, oh my God, what are we going to do about Montembeau? What are we going to do about Montembeau? Turns out we had two guys ready to go. Dobesh has absolutely like run with this job. It's unbelievable. Dobesh has run with the job. And then Fowler is still like waiting in the wings. And at the very least, I think will be a good backup next year. They seem more dangerous in our end than we are in theirs. It's been like the whole thing this series. Tampa is more about sustained pressure in the zone, and the Canadiens do their damage off the rush. So I do think that Canadiens have had some good chances so far, but the Tampa chances are like, man, when they keep it in the zone, it's like tough to get them out. And I'm hoping Dobson can help there. Because I don't think that's like something that Jack Eyes. They are not trading Dobesh. They are not. I don't want to even think about the moment that the salary cap may determine whether they have to keep one goalie or not. I'm happy for them to keep the two goalies for as long as possible. The Habs are oozing goalie talent throughout the organization. Yeah, they've got a bunch of other like. They've drafted a couple Russian guys who look pretty solid. Quentin Miller seems pretty good. Like they got some. Yeah. Yes. I don't think we're gonna see a repeat of the Yaroslav Halak trade. I definitely don't see that happening. Two chances for the Habs there, and first one went wide. Oh man, Dobesh can get at least a 6-7 million. The Dobesh I can't even like. I can't even begin to tell you what I think the next Dobeš. The Dobeš contract could be like anything for me. I really have no idea. It's really crazy. Like like by the time, when is he a free agent? Is it this offseason or next? Yeah, he's got 1 year after this, which is not great. Which means by the time he resigns, he could definitely be a $7 million goalie. Montembeaud's be traded 100%. Yeah, I think that's pretty clear. Couple more chances by Tampa. Hey! There we go. 1-0 Habs. Unbelievable. With 1:21 left. And who is it? The captain, Nick Suzuki, has finally gotten on the board 5-on-5 here. And exactly what they needed to be doing. I told you guys, point shots on Vasilevsky. Point shots and then bodies in front. And that puck took a million ping-pongy bounces, hit Suzuki. Suzuki deflects it in the middle of the slot, and then it bounces off the Tampa player and goes in. And the Tampa guys look shocked. Shocked. Unfreaking real. What a start. That's what I was telling you guys. This series is like just too damn close to call. That is Suzuki's first of the playoffs. And it's the third assist by Caden Gooley, who I think has had a great, after having maybe his most disappointing season, regular season. I think that Caden Gooley has had an awesome playoff. I don't know how you guys feel. A bit lucky. It's been that kind of series. But that's what I'm saying. That's why you got to take the point shots. If you take the point, that's how you're going to get lucky. Point shots, bodies on the way in. I think you're more likely to. So which Lightning player did that hit on the way in? That was poor JJ Moser. Massive. The Canadiens, I think we can all agree they really needed to score first. That was like, I know we love them playing from behind, but need to carry the play from here until the end. First big thing is they just need to get to the end of this Period. There's still 50 seconds to go. Nice tip. Big weight just got lifted. That's another thing, right? Laval looks dead in the water without Fowler. I know it's very unfortunate what's happened with Laval here. But that's the nature of the beast. They look like maybe the best team in the AHL all season. But a couple things happen, and you got to send those guys up to Montreal, and suddenly they're not that good. The tip was skill, the bounce wasn't. Hey, you know the old saying, you got to be good to be lucky, and you got to be lucky to be good, right? Don't go into a shell. Timur, I totally agree. Please, God, don't go into a shell. Shells don't work, and NHL is too fast, too talented. Don't go to a shell. Harry Meach says, stay out of the box. Oh my God, if this game gets decided on a power play, I'm going to lose my mind. Leading 1-0 after the first period is huge. I totally agree. So the Canadiens got outshot 9-4 in that period. But they're still up by a goal. They're up 1-0 in the game 7 clincher. Winner take all, first round. All the other teams have already moved on to the second round. They started the second round yesterday. The NHL's like, they're done with us. They're done with this. By the way, I'd love to get your opinions on that, by the way. Starting the second round without the first round being over. I thought it was very funny. And then Toronto announcing their new GM tonight. It's like the NHL just like does not want the Habs to like, they don't want us to have that smoke. They don't want the smoke. Mark says, bizarre. When they have a lead, I am nervous. When we fall behind, I am calm. It's the way the Canadiens have played this year, right? They're a better team from playing from behind. But I got to tell you, the way this series has worked out, I am very happy that the Canadiens are up 1. Karen was driving the car when they scored. Almost went off the road. Karen, get to a television set. Don't be driving right now. Too dangerous. Kelly says, I don't like the 4 shots on goal, but they like the 1-0 lead. Dobesh, some key saves to keep the Habs in it. He was spectacular. Spectacular in the first period. Just don't hit anyone. NBA has done that for years. Yes, the moving on. I know. It feels new for the NHL, though, right? Am I crazy? Or has it just been so long since the Canadiens have been in a Game 7 that I don't remember? Oh, you had to do a beer run. I totally understand. Okay, you were in the right. I've got my water here, but I do have a beer ready for you guys if it comes to that. I don't know if it's a happy beer or a sad beer. We'll find that out together. I'll know when it's time. Cry on your beer, toast with champagne. Hey, I don't have champagne, but I have some bubbly. I have some bubbly. I wanted to check for you guys. So Noah Dobson played 533. So everybody else is at the 7 or 8 minute mark, and Strubal's played 426, and Dobson has played 533. So he's getting ramped up here. Blue says this series has been so evenly matched. It's too bad Carolina's second round matchup is weaker than the Habs or Bolts in the first round. Carolina has had it so easy these playoffs, man. A couple of loser opponents for them. I thought Ottawa was going to be better, but nah, they were a loser opponent too. The most intense playoff series in my 56 years of following the Habs. God damn, that's high praise for this series, Darcy. But I've heard that from this is the most like too close to call series I think I've ever watched the Habs play. I would say. 40 years later, and no one has broken Brian Scrudlin's record 9 seconds into the overtime. You guys, if you haven't watched, we have Brian Scrudlin on Hockey Inside Out this week. What a treat. Today's episode was Chris Nyland, Rick Green, and Brian Scrudlin discussing their favorite Game 7 memories. It's such an awesome awesome episode. So please do watch it if you get the chance. Ottawa looked terrible. Same with the Bruins. Pens were never in the series. There are so many. That's another thing I think we have to talk about. There's like a real hierarchy of teams in the Eastern Conference right now, and the Canadiens I think are decidedly in the like good camp, right? With the way that they ended the season, and now with how they're competing against Tampa in the playoffs, I think we can all safely say that the Canadiens are better than that level of team, the like Ottawas and the even the Bruins. I didn't think. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think the Bruins were that amazing. Carolina has a great coaching system as well. Carolina's God. If the Canadiens have to get through Tampa, Buffalo, and Carolina to reach the final, and then maybe Colorado, are you kidding me? That what a it seems almost unfair. But if they want to win a cup, these are the teams they have to beat. So like losing against these teams, like you know, they're going to have to beat them eventually. Maybe this year's not the year, but they're going to have to figure it out one of these days. We better win this tonight. It's great. It's 1-0 right now. Feels good. Does it feel good? For some of you, it does not feel good. Some of you have already said you're feeling very nervous. I've seen a lot of playoffs in my day, Mark says, but this one's killing me. I want it so badly. I know, because the team was so... That's another thing. There was a time when the Canadiens were like perennially good. And then there was some time like in the 2000s where they were just perennially hopeless. And so you kind of went in being like, when they were good, they were like, well, they're good, but like they can win next year. Maybe next year. And then when they were really bad, it was like, whatever. Like this life is hopeless anyway. And now they're like good again, but you're like, oh, like... Yeah, Dobson. They're showing BX is showing Dobson highlights, and they're like, he's looking good, man. Boston did better than expected. That's a surprise. You know what? They have Swayman and McAvoy and Pasternak. They still have some big game players. So I'll give them that, but it just seemed like the longer that series went, the more Buffalo just wore them out. Absolutely Hockey says, I'm feeling nervous. Just hope we can score more and win and end this. Oh, I know. Even their wins, Rick, they got outplayed. Yeah, but I mean, look, Boston hung. I'll give it Boston credit. They hung in there. But did you guys at any point, outside of maybe game one, did you guys ever at any point think that like Buffalo didn't have that in the bag and they were just gonna like eventually take them down? Like it just took. I feel like Buffalo's a pretty young team. I felt like it took them the game to get like situated, and then they were just like, "You're done." And the problem with Boston is that they're not like a young team. They're not an old team. They're kind of just like a weird in between team. Boston's always competitive though. Like the way that franchise is set up, they're always competitive. Watched Carolina dismember Philly last night. They're really fast, talented, disciplined, and they're they're like the freaking zombie apocalypse. They just keep coming. I mean, we've seen Carolina. Canadians were good against Carolina this year, but we've seen Carolina absolutely um, beat the Canadians in that style where they're just relentlessly on transition and on offense. I think Philly's gonna lose in 4. If you could lose in 3, you'd lose in 3. I don't. Philly to me was nice story. Glad they made the playoffs. They weren't really a playoff. I think they were barely a playoff caliber team, and then they got lucky. They met Pittsburgh, who, blessed. They're done. They were lucky to get where they got. I'm sure the Islanders are looking at both those teams right now, being like, we finished behind them, those teams. Islanders are a better team than those two teams, and they just screwed it up at the end and didn't make it. But no, I don't think Philly has a chance, a ghost of a chance in hell against Carolina. We want to be better in the second. We scored, but Tampa had a small edge in play. Yeah, you don't want to give this one back, Timur? Like, that's the issue, right? You give them 9 shots a period, like, you're asking Dobesh to have a really big game, and you're going to want to take the edge off them. So they need to come hard in the second and make it a 2-goal lead. Keep momentum going our way. It's not easy to replace Marchand and Bergeron. Hagen's a good start, and they have Geeky. Yeah. Hey, look, all due credit to Boston. They have built themselves to be competitive year in and year out, which in this league they're kind of the only team that does that. Like, how many other teams in the NHL are like pretty competitive every year? It just doesn't really happen. Teams go up and down all the time. Good year, bad year. Tampa's another one that's now been like good for like a decade. Tampa's the other good example. But Carolina's success depends on Freddie Anderson. Carolina has always been shaky in goal. They've never invested in a goalie. They don't believe in it. They've had guys like Khudobin and Kyachikov and Bussy this year has been good. Anderson, like they've always tried to ride a hot hand. So to me, it's the only way Carolina's beatable if the goaltending lets them down. Rick says, have to remember the Habs, regardless of the youth label, have kept par with the season Lightning without a first line for most of this series. This series has been fantastic. Really has been. Pens, Boston did it for years. Pens are now on the downswing. They didn't make the playoffs for 3 years before this one, no? So the Pens are kind of now, and then when Crosby goes, it's going to be nightmare stuff for the Penguins for a few years when Crosby finally decides to retire. But yeah, it's very hard to do what Boston does. But I would say that team has never, since the start of this Bergeron era, since the cup, right? Since the cup they won, this is about as beatable as Boston has ever been. Shouldn't the Nick Suzuki goal be unassisted since it went off of Crozier? That's not how it goes, is it? It wasn't Crozier, by the way, was it? Moser? Could the Habs sign Evgeny Malkin? That's a really interesting question. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. We've heard the possibility that he might go to Washington for a swan song with Ovechkin, and that definitely seems like a possibility. But the Canadiens, I think, could be looking for like a 1-year deal guy next year to just like create that second line. And Malkin with Demidov is a pretty interesting, like, there's an allure to Malkin for that, right? Like Malkin, if he wants another cup, hey, you get to play with the most exciting young Russian player in the league, and you get to compete for a cup. That's not a bad idea at all. I'm gonna park that one in my mind, Tabinations. I think that could actually be something, a phone call that gets made. I don't know if it'll happen, but I do think that that's not a bad. Yeah. Malkin is a UFA. Yes, I believe he is. Yes. Who, Mishkov? You're joking, right? You're joking when you say that Mishkov is better than Demidov, right? You know that you're wrong. Mishkov's a healthy scratch in the playoff. No, I kid. I kid. Mishkov is an excellent player too. I like Mishkov a lot. I'm not discounting Mishkov at all. But I think Demidov is the best young Russian player. Interesting question here. Malkin is 39. Why would the Habs want him? Because you can have him for 1 year. That's why the Habs would be interested, Kelly. Because you can have him for 1 year as a stopgap to your second line center issue. And you can try to go for it with 1 year of Malkin. And then you're not locked into like Charlie Coyle for 5 years or whoever else you think might be the answer. Because you have to remember that there's a very good chance that the Canadiens go into the offseason looking for a second line center and don't find one. Like, it's not like there are a bunch of second line centers available, let alone ones that would be in the age group that they would be willing to invest long term in. So, failing that, it's a bit like the Danault situation, right? Danault was a good fit because you have him for 2 years and then he's gone. And you're not like locked into this crazy long term investment. Malkin is an OFA, old free agent. I like that. I doubt the Habs could ever get Crosby, but Malkin would be a neat fit for second line. Yeah, I don't know what the deal with what Crosby is thinking here in his life because I mean Pittsburgh looks. I mean if Pittsburgh they had a bit of a dead cat bounce this season and did okay in the playoffs, but I don't think there's much long term there. So it looks like he's committed to ending his career there, so he'll do that. But I think Malkin wouldn't mind going for a win somewhere. Oh, is that Pat Maroon? Back for the second period. KK has been a healthy scratch for Carolina since March. Honestly, and I'm not saying the Canadiens should get KK. I'm not. What I'm saying is that I do think that the center market is so bad that a lot of teams will be looking at Kotkaniemi as like a reclamation project. I could see a team like Chicago, Vancouver, like some team like that being like, yeah, KK is the man. Let's give him a try. Dano played the last 3 minutes of Game 5. That's why he's been huge in the playoffs. Yeah, he's been huge. All right, we're back for the second period. I hope everybody's got their drinks lined up. Oh, you said 24 and 8 in hits. That's crazy. That's pretty impressive. I don't think that's how like the eye test necessarily saw it, but no, I'm saying they're not going to sign KK. What I'm saying is that KK is actually going to be like a pretty sought after center in this offseason. That's what I'm saying. Not by the Canadiens, by somebody else. I was at a function last night, Bob says, for Leaf fans chirping me all night. Why are they chirping you for? Because they've got nothing going on. They all think Matthews will be traded for McDavid. That is not going to happen 100%. I think that the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to try to set up their team so that they could sign McDavid in a couple of years. And I do think that Matthews is going to go at some point. Wow, 2 saves, Dobesh. Missed the first. Yeah, it was not a 7 o'clock start time. I was also shocked by the 6 o'clock start time, but hey, it means I actually get to go to bed early tonight. Unless, of course, it goes to like a triple OT or something. Imagine if we get KK and Says our second line center. Good God. The chances are ridiculous. I know this is not. Everybody was saying the Habs need to come out strong. They have not come out strong. Canadians need to wake the heck up right now. Nice one-timer pass to Kucherov, but Kucherov's pretty far out. The Bolts are shooting right at Dobesh's chest. I will say that Dobesh has a very large chest, so it's a big, big, cushy target, and he's square to the shooters tonight. So already 12 shots in this game on Dobesh. With man-on-man D, we run into each other. Yes, there is some complications. They've been pretty good this series, but when Tampa's moving, we do sometimes give up. We lose a bit of room. Nice deflection by Evans, but he's not able to get down there. Who moves first, McDavid, Matthews, or Tkachuk? In order, I would say Brady moves this offseason, Matthews moves next offseason, and McDavid moves in 2 offseasons. How about that? Well, we got a penalty on the Habs here. Long delayed penalty here. There you go. Well, you knew that that was going to happen. You knew that was going to happen because the Canadiens were stuck in their zone. So you knew that Tampa was eventually going to get that bad boy. We're being seriously outplayed. We need to play better. For crying out loud, Arbor. Yeah, Arbor. Tampa looks like they're man on a mission at the moment. Matheson, what the hell, man? He's had a rough night tonight. But he also plays a ton, so he's gonna be the focal point there. 14-4 shots. Yeah, that's not. They need to not do that all game. Big power play here. A big penalty kill for the Habs. If the Habs kill this penalty, they can really create some momentum. Oh, what a nice play to Radish. Radish with a really nice shot. But Dobish comes across and makes the save on the one-timer. Wow. That was a really nice pass. He's shocked he didn't get that one. Radish had a chance there, but how much can Dobish be expected to do? Yeah, I mean the Canadiens can't sit on a 1-0 and expect that to be the game here. They gotta kill this penalty and then they gotta go on offense after that. Dobish has already, I think, gone above and beyond in this game after going above and beyond the last two games. What a glove save by Dobish. I mean, guys, this is insane. Dobish, man, keeps going. Big face-off win by Evans there. Rick says, this is the Dobesh from Ohio State I stream. This is the Dobesh that every Anglo and French podcaster and writer ignored. They told, yeah, the Canadiens got a gem here in Jakub Dobesh, and I don't think anyone saw it coming. What a move by Alex Newhook. Exactly. Very nice effort by Newhook. You guys are talking Newhook. If he hasn't done much on offense, but I can't discount his effort in these playoffs. I do think he's a gamer. I think his high end skill isn't quite there, but he's a guy who puts the effort in. Great work by Newhook, and so we've got a 4-on-4 here for 11 seconds, I think. The legend of Dobesh will grow tenfold if he pulls this off. I know. He will be an all-time Hab just 1 year into his career. All right, the Canadiens are now on the power play. No, they got it. They got it. Come on. Some hot passes, but they keep it in the zone. Smart move by Hudson to immediately start going back, though. That could have been really ugly if he had tried to fight for the puck and got caught flat-footed. So they're going to get another chance here. Oh, big hit on Demidov. He's all right. Hey, Karen. Not sure if I can handle this. I'm going to try. Amazing how many Hab fans are watching on the Jumbotron in Montreal. I know. It's crazy. We've got Brendan Kelly, the Gazette's own, there tonight, and John Kenny, photographer, videographer extraordinaire. So they'll be capturing all the action for you guys from the Bell Center for later. Be sure to check out the Gazette.com tomorrow for that. Back to 5-on-5 shortly now. Yeah, that wasn't good. Nice effort by Doc, though, at the end there. Oh, bad giveaway by Dobson. Not even an attempted shot on that power play. That power play was an unmitigated disaster. All it did was basically just give 2 minutes where Tampa probably wasn't going to score. Passing is awful. Passing is very awful tonight, for sure. Seven inning shots for Tampa this period. They are all over the Habs. But they weren't particularly good on their power play, and then the Habs got a power play, and they were not very good on that power play either. So the power play, once again, being just like a weird factor of this series where both teams are getting the opportunities to win these games on the power play, and they're just not doing it. It's really, really wild. Hello, Pimfash. Good to see you again. The Habs have to pick up the intensity. Soft period so far. They have not come out, I think, the way that they had hoped. Tampa is definitely playing like the desperate team right now, which makes complete sense because they are down a goal on home ice in Game 7. So, but the Canadiens got to turn the tide here. They can't just let the Lightning dictate it here. I don't care how young they are. This is unacceptable. Give it a little bit of time. It's 12:21 left in the second. There's time. They've weathered this little run here of not very good play, so hopefully they can turn the momentum. The momentum has swung a lot this series, so sometimes Tampa's had it, sometimes the Habs have had it. So we'll have to see how that goes. Is the game streaming? I don't have any TV stations carrying it. I'm afraid it's only available on CBC. Well, it's available on CBC if you've got it, if you're in Canada. Right? It's on, if you're in Canada, it's on CBC. You should be able to watch it. Am I crazy? It's on CBC tonight, right? Yeah, it's on CBC. It's on. Turn on your old school terrestrial TV and watch it on the CBC. Get your rabbit ears out. You should be able to get it on CBC tonight. If you're in Canada, of course. Canadians got a broken stick here for the Tampa player. They should be going real hard right now. Not able to keep it in the zone, unfortunately. And Nick Paul driving the net, and then they kind of let Yanni Gourde just drive in there. They really got to not let that happen. Not happy with Demidov. He's not looking like a playoff guy. He's 19 years old. Like, holy crap, guys. You guys need to be like it's not the like if they don't have like a good playoff, it doesn't mean they're never gonna have a good playoff ever again. Also, Demidov was really good last game. He didn't score, but I thought Demidov had their best chances last game, and he had a really good chance in this period, in the first period of this game. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like what's the psychological technique of that, of like a, oh, you're northern New York and not close enough for the border. Oh, then I'm sorry, I don't actually know where you can watch it in the States, unfortunately. All right, so now this is a nice play here. The puck is just in the corner. Hey man, if the Canadians have a chance to waste some time, I mean, one of the Tampa guys doesn't have his helmet on. I don't know if, I guess that's why they called it. But yeah, I didn't like seeing Yanni Gourde get a shot on Dobesh there. But yeah, 18-4 in shots right now for Tampa. Tampa's definitely just firing away. The Canadians need to just like start firing away. It's they're definitely playing with Habs are playing with fire right now, right? That's how I would say it. But the Canadians are also 15-8 in faceoffs. They're out hitting them. They're just not firing on the net. Can Suzuki win this is a big offensive zone faceoff here? And yeah, they do win it. Get it back. I do think Hudson, they're playing that his little two-step very well. I think he needs to just like fire it a bit faster. Is the game on ESPN tonight in the States? Maybe you can watch there. Oh, Moser coming in from the point had a really good chance. Missed it wide. Oh, Canadians really got to turn this around, man. This is not a good start to the second period. Oh, it's on TNT in the US. I don't know if you have this. Is that a network? I don't know. They're being outplayed, but they are up 1-0. It's tense, but we still have the lead halfway through the game. Whereas Adam says, can't keep playing like this. It's a matter of time. And Pimp is asking, what are we doing? They are weathering the storm from Tampa tonight. But I agree with Adam there. You're going to give up 18 shots, man. Something's going to happen. Youthful inexperience on display. They need to get it together. Reminiscent of Halak versus Washington. Gave up 60 shots a game. Thank goodness that hasn't happened yet this series, where they got dramatically outshot. But it's happening right now. Who cares if we're up one? Well, I mean, I mean, it matters that they're up one, because it's possible that at any point the momentum may shift, and then Tampa doesn't fire 8 million shots and the Canadians win. Like, it's still 1-0. They need to play better, but I mean, you're not, if the Habs end up winning tonight, you're not going to be like, oh, they got outshot, so I'm going to be mad and huff and puff. I don't think so anyway. Maybe you will, but you ought to not be. The Habs team owes Dobesh a new car. Doesn't he have a car sponsor that got him a car? Yaroslav Halal. Yes, that was a very fun phone. I get the phone I've seen so many phone, like the intentional phone typos at this point, that I know when I know when I see one. Habs were behind in shot on goals by this amount in this series. They have won. Relax, y'all, Rick says. Ryan says, need a second goal ASAP. Blue says, game's 3 periods long. They won the first, and there's still half a game left. Michael says, the coach needs to get them going here. And Rick agrees with Blue that there is half a game left. Yeah, look, they need to not play this badly all game. They play this badly all game. It seems bound like something's gonna happen, but they need a good here. Pimp said it right here. I think they need a good shift from any line right now just to get the pressure going the other way, and then you do it shift by shift and you pick it up. Let's go. See, this is a time where if like Anderson or Gallagher's got anything left in the tank, you put those guys out and like try to get them to get a good shift in the offensive zone. Karen asks, what's with all the negativity and insult? What's wrong with these people? This is why we no longer have a comment section. If you feel the need to insult the young and safe, no, we don't have a comment section for tech reasons, but and also the Habs comments were always fine. It was when everybody was getting into the politics. Those are the comments that got flagged way more than any the Habs the Habs comments didn't get flagged that much. It was it was in the politics chats of the Gazette. I'm sure you can imagine those chats were a little more flagged than the Habs chats. It's hard to be excited about this win. What on earth are you talking about? If they win, you're going to be excited. If they win and you're not excited, I don't know, man. Like you should be excited. It's going to be if they can hang on and win here, that'd be pretty dope. Like there's many ways to skin a cat, right? Is that the expression? But they have to play better. I'm not denying that this performance tonight is pretty hairy, and I feel like if they keep playing like this the rest of the game, it's going to be hard. They're going to be very hard pressed to keep the Lightning off the scoreboard. Timur says we no longer have a comment section because the Gazette's too cheap to fund one. It isn't just hockey. That's a little closer to reality. Post Media, though, it's the parent company. It's not the Gazette's. It's Post Media that's footing the bill for our comment section to come back, which they're working on at a glacial pace, I can tell you. But it will be back, just probably in the summer when nobody gives a fuck. All right, Tampa walking in here. Harry says, we're all nervous, but let's not boo a team that's up by 1 in Game 7. Ryan McDonough doing some weird moves with the puck. But the Canadiens need to take advantage now and get the puck up the ice here. Is that another icing? I know the Habs are leading, but they are playing awful. Yeah, this is they're playing with fire. The Habs are playing with fire right now. That's how I would describe what's going on right now. Is that going to be? How is that not a trip? Yes, on Matheson leaving the zone, eh? I'm a little. I guess it really. The whistles have ostensibly been put away tonight, I guess. They each got a power play, I think, unless you rip a guy's head off at this point. That's probably about it. Well, I was wrong about that. A pretty Weak call here, I thought. I mean, Matheson certainly looked like he got tripped. And then what do we got here? A little tug from Gooley, but he's causes the puck to go to the other way. That's a pretty another dumb penalty by Arbor. That's pretty funny. Disgusting. A trip on Matheson, then that weak call. Yeah, that was not a. I mean, that's another thing, right? When you are giving up a billion shots and the puck is in your zone a lot, there. I know that this particular goal happened in transition, but they are going to call more on you. That is just the nature of the beast. The way this period is played out, I'm not optimistic. Well, the Canadiens do have to turn on the Jets after this, but we'll see what happens. Not a Gooley fan. Stupid penalty, Mark says. I thought Gooley had maybe his most disappointing season as a Hab, but I actually have liked the way he's played in the playoffs up until, well, even that penalty I thought was pretty borderline, but I thought he's been all right. And it's all tied up, as we all figured it would happen eventually. Canadiens need to absolutely get something going. Very, very disappointing little stretch there. The Canadiens are going to have to really, really come together here. Zero shots still this period. Unreal. If we're being honest, Tampa is the better team tonight. That is definitely an understatement. Feels like watching a Leafs game. Oh my god, that's harsh. That's harsh. People are mad at the refs when the Habs have 4 shots. I mean, they have 0 shots this period, which is absolutely mind-boggling. What a awful period for that. Like a truly awful period. But Karen always asks, "Can we be civil?" Yeah, well, be nice. Be nice to each other. You guys can debate the period and how they're playing all you want, but do avoid the personal jabs, even if you disagree with each other. I mean, they've this is the future we're supposed to be excited about. I mean, they are going to Game 7 against a very good Tampa team. Again, I think you're extrapolating what has been a very good series so far as being like, oh, if they don't win now, like the next 10 years will have been a complete waste. It's like a bit of a like a logistical leap to take. They need to play better and they need to improve as a team if they want to contend for a cup. Don't deny that. But I will say that taking one bad period and making it seem like they're like a functionally flawed team is like a weird logistical leap to go to, I would say. Hey, it's totally legit to have concerns. This team is not a complete team. Like there's definitely more moves to be made. Like this is not it. Ray-Ban says, nobody thought we'd be going 7 anyway, so we're playing with house money. Pimpash says, forget goals. I'll be happy if the Habs get one shot on this power play. I mean, it's ridiculous, the lack of... If not for Dobesh, it would be 3-0. But the Habs scored. So, like, I don't understand... It'd be 3-1 then, right? I don't understand how, like, Dobesh not being here would... Anyway. As Craig Simpson said, oh, what a shame. Tampa, too many men on the ice. When Tampa was in control and could have gone up 2-1 while they had too many men. So, tough for them. Dobesh, gamer, Dobesh is the MVP. He no doubt is. Good news is the game is tied. Now the chance to make up for this period and take the lead into the third period. Yeah, this power play has to... I mean, this power play has just been, like, so aggravating. Mark says... I'm actually really angry. I'm beyond angry. I've never seen such a pathetic effort from a Habs team in a Game 7. It has been pretty pathetic thus far. This second period has been just really, really bad. They've been really bad. As Abe says, sleeping Habs. Pimp rooting for a shot here. They need to get more than a... I mean, they need to start with a shot because they haven't done that this period, which is, like, insane. It's kind of insane that they don't have a shot. I totally agree. The Canadiens need to do something here. And not make a terrible back pass as he did. Slav again. That was a really bad. Sorry, the Habs suck tonight. It's upsetting that they're not ready to play. This has been a very disappointing, terrible period, but we can't give up. I mean, they're still tied. They could come out in the third and actually play well. It is possible. Canadians win a big battle along the M boards here. They should have room on this power play. Why don't they have more room? Guys, move around a little more. There you go. There you go. Find some room. There you go. Finally get a shot. Can they get another shot? They keep spacing themselves out here. Come on, guys. Get in and try to get a shot. This power play is going to kill me. All right, another chance here. And they still got it. There's a few seconds left here. Hey, Mystic MMA. Why won't they shoot is a good question. This team looks really out of sync. They are getting schooled tonight by Tampa. Still tied 1-1 though, with 2:17 left in the first period. They're being outshot 21-4. This is a really, really bad Bad game. But they're somehow tied. They can still win this game, but they got to figure something out. They got to get the smelling salts. Totally discombobulated is the word. This is brutal and embarrassing effort. I guess they're not counting that as a shot. So the Canadiens did not get a shot on that power play, technically. The Habs are content with their season. I mean, yeah, is that what's going on? Is that what is going on here? Are the Habs like not rising to the occasion here? Are they a little too complacent right now, or are they just not playing? Like, what is going on here? Because they just don't seem. Bolduc, don't be an idiot. I don't know what that's in reference to, but you should not be an idiot. Well, they iced the puck. I mean, they're still. They're playing awful. One of the worst game sevens I've seen. This period is maybe like outside of a couple periods like in the regular season where they let in like 3-4 goals in a period. This is definitely the worst period they've played of these playoffs. And it's definitely one of the worst periods they've played this season, and it could not have come at a worse time. They've got to. Didn't feel offside to me, but whatever. Habs fans are going to roast them. Marty needs to shake up that unit, the first PP unit. They're not performing. Ray-Ban says they need to get to the intermission to wake the fuck up. Or you said hell. Wake the hell up. All right, another offensive zone. No, this one's a little outside the offensive zone. It's in the center ice. What a aggravating period. Patrick Waugh would have gotten them ready. I know. He should have done a phone call before. I'm still stunned that they only have 4 shots this entire game. I can't believe they have no shots in a period. Like, no shots in a period is, like, mind-boggling. No shots. Why aren't they shooting? Everybody knows they need to shoot more. I don't understand why this is, like... And they had opportunities on that power play to shoot. They just were looking for the perfect setup, and they kept blowing it. They should have just fired a shot from the point and just let the chips fall where they may. All right, time for Anderson to come in here. There you go. Anderson trying to create a turnover. Oh, you got Patrick Waugh on your phone? Hey, can dial him if I send him the stream link. Can we get him on? We need Patrick Waugh now more than ever. Patrick Waugh is a terrible coach, but I think he'd be good for a speech. All right, we're getting here near the end. There's minute 30 left in this period. And you know what? When the period's over, it's a fresh set of downs. Third period begins. The Canadiens can still win it. They really can. I know this period was like as bad as it gets, but the damage was mitigated for the most part. So Adam, you don't want them to win, and you don't want them to lose. You don't want to see them play. I get it. They had a bad period, but like, holy moly, you'd still rather a win than a loss, I think. Hua won and DeBoer didn't. That was that coach firing I never understood. Maybe the lack of shots will be Vasilevsky's undoing. I mean, he has not been busy tonight. Maybe he's fault. Maybe they're lulling him into a false. First wasn't good either. It wasn't that. The first wasn't great, but it wasn't like I don't want to watch hockey anymore and the Habs deserve to lose bad. They were Tampa played better in the first period, but it was like the game was a little more even at that point. Timur, I don't think anyone would eat us alive. We didn't fluke our way to a game 7. I mean, look, you guys have said what you want to say. I mean, I get it. It's 1-1. Like they could still win. Quality over quantity in shots. Game 7 tied going in third. No. 4 is definitely not quality. That's just not enough shots. But yeah. Kelly says, okay, I don't think anyone can argue there's no reason the Habs should be in this game, but only because of Dobesh they are. 20 minutes to figure it out and win this game. Yeah, but Dobesh is on the team. I've had ex players tell me that before when I say like, oh, it's because of the goalie, and they're like, well, the goalie is part of the team. It happens. Every team gets their game where the goalie saves them, and it's part of the game, and they know it. Habs terribly out of sync and uninterested. Well, they're definitely out of sync. I don't know if it's uninterested. I think they just like, I don't know. But they're definitely out of sync. Have no idea what the heck is going on. Sad, really. They got one period to like shake themselves and get back in it. Here, I like this. Dobesh 1, Tampa 1. That's pretty much what's going on. No shots. Wow, Mark says. But guess what? I'm optimistic, guys. If I were you before game 1, we would have been talking going into game 7. Would you take it? I mean, that's it, right? They have a chance. They have to. They're athletes. They have to like shake this off and just play better. Yeah, it's a team game, and Dobish is part of the team. Like every team will have their bacon saved by their goaltending at some point. It happens. It's part of the game. But this is just because they're young. This is because they're bad. Do you think this is a bad team? They were 6th place in the NHL. They're game 7 against Tampa. They're not a bad team. If you think they're a bad team, I could show you some real bad teams. That means there's 26 bad teams in the NHL. They're not a bad team. They're not an elite team. They're not a bad team. The Habs do not deserve to win the series given that effort. They've played really well up until this point. They're having a bad game 7. But like, holy crap, guys. You guys are like you're like invalidating the season. You're invalidating like multiple seasons of work here over like a bad period and a half. That's like a little like it's a bit much. It's a bad period. I totally agree with you, but like holy moly. Not bad, but a team with issues. Yeah, they're not a perfect team. They are a team. They're still a team that has a lot of work to do to be like an elite team in this league. Like to be a team that could win a Stanley Cup, they need like there's still plenty of work to do. They're not there yet. I don't care what the regular season says. Leafs were one of the best regular season teams and a horrible playoff team. So you're already like, this Canadiens team will never be good in the playoffs. This is like, based on 2 periods of hockey, you are like, these Canadians will never be good in the playoffs. That's like a bit much. This is a disappointing 2 periods, but like, apparently Jack Guy was the key to our offense. That I don't. I'm not saying they're going to regret not putting him in there, but like, man, he had a good playoff, and I'm sad that he didn't get a chance to play the full 7 games. It's like going to school all year and failing the exam. They should have been up for this game, so I'm upset. No, I get it. I get that this is like, if this is how they go out, it's like a crappy way to go out, but grim stats, and yet we're tied. Yeah, I mean, they're tied. They could still win this game. Like, this is nobody's game yet. It is still they could still, like, I think this is it. I would never have dreamed 0 shots in a period. It was like especially bad. I think that's why you guys are like, in a way. I get that that's why you guys are feeling away, because it was a really bad period. And it was like, holy crap. I hear Hughes was conducting season-ending interviews with players during the intermission, getting a jump on it. You guys are so dark and funny sometimes. might be okay to lose this one and stay healthy for next year. Good learning experience. No, these guys got to go all at it. Yes, I want to see urgency in the third. I want to see urgency too. If our stars are not showing up like the Leafs, then that's a sign. It's like one playoff. My God. It happened. Like, it happens. It doesn't mean you're bad forever. We've had this discussion for years where you guys will literally watch a game in February and like Slafkovsky will give away the puck and you'll be like, this is why we should have drafted Shane Wright. This one play, I'm like broken about it. These careers are long and crazy and undulating and things happen. Do I think the Canadiens need like another playoff performer on this lineup? Absolutely, I do. But do I think that all these players are like bad and have no heart and like are terrible and like we've completely like derailed this thing? Like, no, I don't think that. All we need is one goal and the moon changes. I'm not so sure tonight. I feel like even if they somehow pull this off and win tonight, you guys are still gonna we're all gonna show up on Wednesday in Buffalo, and you guys are gonna be like, oh, what a disaster of a season. They've only made the second round. I don't recognize them. The mojo is off. The mojo is off tonight. I agree with you. That period was really, really bad. That was a really bad period. It's hard to be optimistic after a shotless period. No, I get it. I get the like. I get why you guys are like upset, but I think there's a difference between like upsetting Game 7 that they haven't technically lost yet, so we'll see what happens, and being like, it doesn't matter the result of this game. This 2-period bad play means that this team will never be good ever, which is what like there's some people contending on here, and I'm a bit like, whoa. Life is full of ups and downs. And this team is exhibiting that. Yeah, Adam, you were straight up like, almost like at this point wanting them to lose to like, I don't know, prove some larger point, which is like, I don't know, it's not like a super fun way to live. Like, still, I do think life, if you're a Habs fan, life would still be better if they won. I do think. I don't think losing is going to be some, I don't know. It's going to expose some hidden reality that you know. Harry says we're still in this. McDavid was playing with a fractured foot, so everyone tells me, but I don't know. He's had some bad playoffs before this one, I will say. I did want them to go after Gavin McKenna before Dobish got good. I think you guys are putting way too much stock in like, oh, one more draft, like one more young guy in a draft. It doesn't really, I don't know. Some teams just stay at the bottom for years and never really get particularly good. So I don't know if that other young player would have made a huge difference. I think once you get a couple of young guys, you kind of have to just like start rolling a little bit and gain some momentum. Like, would you really have wanted the Habs to like purposely lose this season and last to get more young players? I don't know. I put those out of my mind and I only remember the cups. It's a long journey to a Stanley Cup, though. Like, it's like a 5-10 year plan that gets you to a Stanley Cup. So, like, you're going to have to find something to do with your hands in in those 5 to 10 years. Like, there's going to be lots of ups and downs. They're going to have, like, crappy periods. They're going to have crappy games. They might have a crappy series. This series might end in a really crappy way. And it's just like, it doesn't mean that your time was invalidated, that your life was invalidated, that their lives were invalidated. It's just the undulations of life, the vicissitudes, of human life is. But it was a disappointing period, and I want them to play better. Tampa may be dominating. Player position, hustle, get some pucks on net. But Dobish is giving us a chance. How many games did we pull out of the fire in the regular season? That's true. This is they have played very badly and have come back. Could happen. Could definitely happen. It's got to be the immaturity. The heat of this moment is getting to them. That's definitely a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. This is their first Game 7 as a group. Maybe, maybe. I truly believe in life, as I'm sure you guys do. You got to lose before you can win. Like you do. You have to learn how to lose, and then you can win. I don't think you're born winning. Maybe some of you got lucky in life. Maybe some of you guys are winners in life, and you've kept winning. I don't know about you. I definitely had like lots of setbacks in life to get to wherever the hell I am in life. And this is their first Game 7 as a group. And they're learning even if they win, they're learning some very hard lessons tonight about playing for the moment. It's like Game 7 became too big for them. It's possible. It's definitely possible. Like that they have to be open to that possibility. They need the mother of all rope-a-dopes in the third. I like that, Pimp. They can't. Yes, if they come out in the third like they did in the first and second, they're going to lose this game. They need to come out and play the way that they have it at many times this series where they've been the better team. Habinations, no, I don't like losing even at cards. But you have lost at cards. You have lost before. I'm not saying you have to like it. I'm saying that it happens. And you got to This is their first Game 7. And maybe this one will be a hard pill to swallow. Or maybe it won't be. If I go out, I lose. If I lose, I go out in a blaze of glory. Hey, maybe that happens here. Maybe they cross-check some guy in the face at the end of this game. I'm thinking Dobish will just shoot it first chance he gets. I will say, it probably won't happen tonight, but Dobish to me definitely seems like the kind of goalie that's going to try to score in his career. He likes to come out with the puck and do something. Anyone thinking Tampa Bay has worn themselves out is going to be in for a surprise. Oh, yeah, no, they haven't worn themselves out at all. No, Tampa's going to keep coming. The Canadiens have to beat Tampa. The Canadiens will not outlast Tampa. They need to beat Tampa. Big difference. It's not the first for Caulfield, Suzuki, Gallagher, Deneau, Anderson, Evans. These are the guys. That's not a big amount of your players. Gallagher, Deneau, Anderson, nice depth guys, but they're not, They're not the guys that are going to push you over the edge. Caulfield, Suzuki were bit players when they played their game sevens in the pandemic season. And Jake Evans is Jake Evans. That's not your core. That's not your full core. If you think that this is an experienced team that's experienced in game sevens, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that simply is not true. You've cherry picked a couple of players that have varying experience in these, but this is not a very experienced team. No such thing as luck. There's faith and destiny only. Nothing in the world changes destiny. I'm just a live blogger. I don't have the answers to the universe, unfortunately. This is on Marty. If a coach can't fire up his team, get a better one. Yeah, no, Marty's going to have to get this team. He's going to have to shake this team into the third period. What if they're taking it easy to tire out the Bolts and then they will kick it up MMA style? I don't think so. I don't think that's how it works in hockey. You just got to bring it in hockey. Respectfully, this game ended a while ago. It's like watching a loss in slow motion. I mean, we don't know that. And you can't, like, do that thing where if it happens, because right now it's a coin toss, right? If they lose, if you come in, like, if they lose and then you come back in the third period and be like, I'm right. And then if they win and you, like, disappear, like, it doesn't work that way. Like, it's still a coin toss. No one is saying it's over. What's being said is that the Habs should be embarrassed with their effort thus far. That's totally fair. Totally fair thing to say. This is a young team. Hey, Caesar. This is a young team. Tampa is experienced. Caps lock. This game is not over. It's not over. It really is not. It would be a small miracle if the Habs managed to put this off. That's true because of how badly they played in the second. 43% win probability. See, that's not even that bad. Matheson, Dobson, too, they have been in the playoffs. Yeah, but as a team, they've all been players on teams, but the team has not experienced the game seven. This core has not. Dobson was not a star player at the time when the Islanders went deep. He was still pretty young. And Matheson has never been a star player until he came to Montreal. So the Habs could win this game still, but they would not deserve it. It doesn't matter. They win, they win. And you take the win. Habit Nations also believes in destiny. Derek says, it's still 1-1. It's like starting a new game. Ryan has never felt so down about a tied game 7 in your life. Blue says Habs won the first period. I don't know about that, but I think it was a lot closer. Whereas the second was just like a disaster. I wanted to see the Cole Caulfield more in playoff games before he was handed the lottery. He's getting paid $7.8 million. You know that he would be, if he signed a contract, if you waited to sign him for a contract, you'd be making $14 million right now, right? You know that, right? You know how the salary cap works. He's getting paid like a second liner. Neither was Buffalo players at all. Buffalo's a really good team, and they beat their challenge. I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is a young team. Buffalo's also a young team. Buffalo's a better team than the Habs right now. I mean, it doesn't invalidate what the Canadiens do. The Canadiens are going to be competing with Buffalo for the next 4 or 5 years, probably. Buffalo's a little bit ahead of them right now. That's how it goes. All right, back for the third period. Let's see how it goes. If we pull this off, what do you think our odds with Buffalo are? Not great. Not great. But not terrible. I would say I would give it a 60-40 Buffalo. I think Buffalo also benefits. They're getting a little bit of a break because they're already done, right? Yeah, I would say 60-40 Buffalo if the Habs can pull this off. But this is a big, what can I say? Big test for the Habs right now. Come on, Habs, fight. One game at a time. Buffalo, whatever. Yeah, it's next. Habs would kill the Sabres. Don't count your chickens before they've hatched, Blue. If you have a lucky hat, guys, if you have a lucky hat, a lucky anything, put it on now. This team needs your luck right now. They are hanging by a thread here. Can the Canadiens somehow hang on here? It is 1-1. We're about 2.5 minutes into the third period. And so far, Tampa is once again leading the charge here on offense. Canadiens are going to have to figure something out here. Yes, the Habs are still standing around. Not a great opening couple shifts for the Habs there. Would it be nice if the Habs get one shot and they win it? That would be really funny. If that happens, then fair enough. Nobody will respect the win. I'll give you that much. The haters anyway. Buffalo fans will not respect that. Bolduc tried to get the puck in and get it deep, and he just right in the feet. Turns out Jackeye was the problem after all. Canes haven't had a shot in 25 minutes. It's like mind-boggling. Mind-boggling stuff. Just put one in his skates even. Buffalo would physically crush the Habs. Buffalo, in the games that they played against the Habs last season, after they got good, they looked really good. So Buffalo, I thought took care of Boston pretty handily. They're much more efficient in their end than ours. Yeah, they're like a good old fashioned they're good at keeping the puck in the zone. Have I swapped hats? No, I went with the Masters hat today. Or not the Masters, the St. Andrews hat today. We've had some good luck with the St. Andrews hat. Should I have changed hats? I can do that. Here. We're changing hats, okay? Anything. We need anything to get going here. Maybe Tampa can bank it in their own net for us. Montreal should try a new technique, like shoot at the net. This is mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. How have they not? Tampa came to play, Montreal didn't. As time winds down, Tampa's going to get nervous to start not to play to lose instead of trying to win. I think Tampa's just going to go for it. I really don't think that the Habs can how would I put it? Like slink a win out or whatever. Like they need to just win. They need to just win this outright. Oh, Dobesh with a massive save. This is not going well. The Mighty V is. I mean, at this point, I'm willing to like try anything. They're so tentative. It would be 10-1 without Dobesh. I hate John Cooper. Smug face. Slavkovsky and Suzuki are too nice. They need to start banging a little. I agree. All right. Nope, they're just going to ice the puck. Kids are learning that there's another level of want. That is maybe the best comment of the night, guys. I don't think that this young core was actually ready for this game. I'm starting to get that feeling. My wife is making me a lucky drink. I have a beer ready to go. I should go pop that soon. This should be gutting it out check time. Gut check time. There you go. A shot. A shot. Am I dreaming? You're not dreaming. A fifth shot has hit Andrei Vasilevsky. First of many. If T-Bay advances, would they invite Marty to carry the torch at the home games? They don't have a torch. But maybe. So what, that was 30 minutes or so? Hagel off the rush. And Dobish gets a save. Jaden Struble has played 5 minutes. Jaden Struble has not played pretty much at all. So maybe they're regretting not putting the Jack Eye in. Like, they've given up on Struble. He's played 5 minutes tonight, I think. He's played 5:06, 6 shifts, 4 hits. Caulfield has no shots and 5 hits tonight. That's funny. How does Caulfield have 5 hits tonight? That's funny. No shots, though. I mean, who has shots? Suzuki's got 2. Slav's got 1. Bolduk's got 1. Demidov's got 1. No. Sorry. Suzuki's got 2. Slavkovsky's got 1. Gooley's got 1. Carrier's got 1. That's funny. Caulfield better be playing with broken leg. Caulfield has been really not good. What's Hudson's time on ice? Hudson has played 1957. So he's at 1957, so 20 minutes already. Last shift by Struble led to an on-man rush. Is true. There's Young and then there's Petrified Young. Yeah, they have not elevated themselves. The concern always was whether the Habs could continue playing their style when the refs put away their whistles. I think they need a little more jam in their lineup. They need another big young forward, I think, to get to the next level. They're still missing a big physical forward, I think. Like one that can score. I do think that's an element this team is still missing. Like, he obviously was never going to leave Florida, but like a Sam Bennett is, like, to me, exactly what this team needs. That's what they're missing, and they still need to go out and get. Caulfield has 5 bumps. Hit stats mean nothing. Checks that separate a player from the puck are the ones that matter. That's true. Like, Ryan Katz says they're the first season of SNL. They're the not ready for primetime players. Habs don't have it tonight. Big player incoming. Number 1 prospect inbound. Here's hoping Tampa's pumping their chest. Doesn't seem like they are. They're a pretty experienced team, and it feels like they're doing it. Apparently, they need more goal scorers. I'm really shocked at just like the lack of shots on goal, man, tonight. It just felt like something that we all knew they needed, to shoot the puck more. Everybody's been saying it all season. And when the game is on the line, when the season is on the line, they go an entire period without taking a shot on goal. $13-18. Oh, the bug is broken on the game. Is your game clock broken? It's actually 12 minutes left. I just noticed the game clock is broken on the TV. So it's actually 12 minutes left. Still 1-1. Habs have a great future. Isn't there yet. That feels about right. That's kind of what this. That's what tonight's kind of showing, that the game that they're not quite. They had a great season, but they're not quite. And the season might not be over yet, but They still got some learning to do. This is embarrassing. We found our number one goalie. That's at least the one thing that I think we can all agree on tonight. It's just baffling how this team could be this lackadaisical in a professional game in any sport. Caulfield's not scared. He's always expecting to get hit. He's always been the smaller player on the ice. He's used to this. CC is off stride, not scared. Yeah, I don't think he's scared. I just think he's the old Mike Tyson adage, right? You kind of take a punch, and then everybody's got a plan until they take a punch. And I think the level of the game has thrown him off a little bit, and he's struggling to get it back. It's now down to a 12-minute mini game. Ravenov says it was a fun season. Still is a fun season. There's still 12 minutes left in this game, and who knows? Who knows? Boys to Men. Great band. Dobish somehow sees that through traffic. Oh, boy. $11:20 to go. By far our worst game. This is definitely up there in the bad performances this season for the Habs. I mean, there were some games that didn't matter earlier in the season where they didn't play so hot, but yeah, how many times did the Habs have opportunities to bury Tampa and they couldn't? I mean, Tampa also similarly had opportunities, and I think this season, I mean, this series has been back and forth. It was going to go 7, and it just makes sense that we're entering the third period, still tied. This series was all about tiny little mistakes. Couple big shot blocks for Tampa. There you go. Nice chance there. Oh, Caulfield missed the net. You can't miss those. Finally, some ozone time. Guys, this is the only chance you're getting. Do it. Finally, some life from the Habs. Can they finally get somewhere? Less than 10 to play. And now the puck's back in the Habs zone, though. I mean, y'all are saying it's 2-1. I guess I'm a little behind here. Two one. Alex Newhook. I can't believe it. Holy moly. Slavkovsky down low. Gets it back to the point. Everybody's moving. Newhook does exactly what you should be doing. Just batting it from behind the net, and it goes off Vasilevsky. Unfreaking real. I know. The next round. I'm gonna go back to my old setup. I'm gonna get it on the. I'm gonna bring the TV into the double monitor room. Alex Newhook, man, who I think has been a good gamer in these playoffs. Unbelievable. That's true. Alex Newhook is a cup winner. Oh, what a save by unreal. Dobesh again keeping him alive. Unfreaking real. We know Tampa will push back. Expect a few nervous minutes. Oh, you better believe it. Newhook won me over a while back. Yeah, he's like not like an amazing goal scorer or anything, but he's a worker. He's a worker, that guy. Apparently, shots on goal don't matter. Only goals matter. Dobesh will have to stand on his head while he's been doing it all series. Why not in the final? We have 7:57 to go here. Maybe Dobesh could shut this down. We need to stay aggressive. Slav needs to pick it up. I thought he was pretty good on that Newhook goal. I thought he was very good down low. He didn't get an assist on it, but I thought he was the one who kind of started the play there. I legit feel bad for Tampa. Almost feel sorry for Tampa. Hockey gods are smiling. Oh my God, guys. This game, this series, all our lives have been, I don't know what's going to happen, but all I know is that all our lives have been dramatically shortened here. And Caden Gooley, 2 assists tonight. Wouldn't feel bad at all. They didn't close it out. Sometimes you're happy to live to fight another day. That's in hockey as in life. Karen's a little worried about the refs deciding. I mean, if the refs call a borderline penalty at this point, that's crazy. They should only call it. You basically, if you knock the teeth out of somebody's mouth with a high stick, is really the only thing they should be calling at this point. Or a puck over the glass. My Apple Watch is screaming at me. My last hair just fell out. You can bet Tampa will get a power play. Oh God, I hope not. It's even so far, right? Yeah, it's they each have 2 power plays. Time for the referees to let sleeping dogs lie here. This is where legends are made. It was almost 4.5 years ago the name Dobesh was mentioned. Karen was the first. Karen has been a big Dobesh booster since the beginning, and he just made a nice save off the faceoff right there. Karen, I can't afford to get my life shortened. No one can really, but hey, that's life sometimes. We do things that are bad for us, like watching these incredibly tense game 7s. Kick it out. Habs can't get it out, but I think they. There you go. We're sitting back too much, Ray-Ban says. Well, in that case, I thought that the Tampa Bay Lightning were just putting the wood to the Habs in that shift. I have to say, defensively, we've been much worse. Yes, not our strongest game on defense. Nice shot off the rush, but unfortunately, the puck went the other way. But Kucherov tried to make one too many move on the inside there. Bad giveaway by the Habs there. 6:30 to go here. Nerve-wracking. 6 minutes to go. All going to come down to mistakes now. Maybe the most important fact of the night here, Habit Nations points out, Canadiens took the lead after I put on this hat. Should I keep the hat for the rest of the season then? Is that what we're saying? Because I have like 10 different hats that I kind of rotate to. But if we think that this is the one, I'll keep this hat on. My heart is thumping, Rick says. Keep Struble on the bench. He has been on the bench, no? I don't think I've seen him much. No, he's been stuck at 6 shifts since the first period. Those Russians are not. I do have another monitor with the actual game time, I will say. So I'm aware of like when things happen. This is the hat? Okay, we're keeping this hat. $5:29 to go in this game. We're on a commercial break here. We got some interference and tripping. Even if like it's a penalty by Tampa, I'm happy if nothing is called the rest of the game. Because if something gets called in Tampa, something's getting called in the Habs. So I'm rather they just not call anything. Right? Let's just not call anything. That's true. They wouldn't have played either at this time. They'll pull Vasilevsky at the 3-minute mark. We better be ready. This game is defying all odds, Max says. It is defying all. Like the Canadiens are still being outshot 26-10. They have a 2-1 lead with 5 minutes left in this game. I'd take a 2-minute power play to at least kill 2 minutes. That's true. If the Habs get a 2-minute power play, it's probably 2 minutes where at least the other team's not scoring. The Habs aren't going to score either, but oh my God. This is going to be a long, long end of the game. Can the Canadiens hang on? Another broken stick. Lovely. .440 left. Dominic James, who's just abnormally good for like a young player. He's really good. I don't think he's ever going to be a superstar, but he's going to be like a real glue guy for that team, I think, for years to come. Really impressive performance by Dominic James. He's got great speed, got a good knack for going to the net. Man, Vasilevsky was already getting pummeled by fans. Yeah, good clear by Evans there. Vasilevsky was already getting pummeled by fans this series. I can only imagine how Tampa fans are going to feel about tonight. He's allowed 2 goals on 10 shots, including one from behind the net. Time is winding down pretty fast here. 3:30 to go. Yeah, shots are still 27-10 here. Under 3 to play here. Will they pull their goalie? Well, they don't have the puck, so they won't. Keep them out of our end, and that's what they're doing so far. They're doing a decent job. I mean, they're definitely sitting back, but like, obviously Tampa's just going to keep going and going, so it's like, you kind of don't have a choice. Ah, that broken stick. Would have been an icing, but that broken stick, man. Dobson swings it around, but stays in the zone. He has to be smarter. The stick? No. Batman must be pissed. Definitely. Oh, man, Dobson. Another one on the hand. I hope his hand's okay. Yeah, the broken stick ghost. Do the forum ghosts go inside sticks? Let's all stand up. All right, I'm gonna stand up. All right. Empty net. Empty net. Two to play. Season on the line, baby. Get it out. Quick whistle. The shot clock is embarrassing. If they can hang on, though, if they don't hang on, it's not good. If they can hang on, though. All right, no broken sticks from here on in, please. At least for the Habs. They got to get the puck out. Got to get the puck out, guys. Come on. There you go. It's an icing, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah, Evan's paying the price for not clearing earlier. You cannot take a timeout on the icing, but you can ice and then you take the timeout after, I guess. No icing. Habs catch a huge break there. And it's out. We're in the final minute. Final minute. Come on. Oh my God, this is killing me. Come on, Suzuki! Come on, get it in the empty net! Get it out! Come on! No, he didn't get it in the empty net! You son of a bitch! No! No! Come on! 15 to go. 13. Oh my God. Craziest game 7 I've ever watched. Why are you trying to be fancy? I don't think he had a... He could have tried to go 5-hole, I think. But that was a bad... Win the face-off, it's over. Slav should be the one to stay on the top line. Slav is the final minute guy now for this team. It's over. Is it actually over? No, it's a timeout. Thank you. I'm literally dying here. Literally dying here. I like this. He missed the dunk. We're standing now. I'm like watching. I'm Jim Cramer on CNBC right now. Oh my Slav! What was that? I know. I know. Mine too. We're almost done here. We're almost done, guys. Big, big, big. Another 5 seconds. Brutal delay of game penalty, Matheson. Are you kidding me? I mean, put Suzuki Evans and Danault on and win the goddamn face-off and end this game. End this game. 6 seconds to go. It's going to be 6-on-4, I guess. Or are they going to have a 5-on-4? Habs timeout. Habs use their timeout. Man, they're just showing the Slafkovsky play over and over again. Just fuck my goddamn life. Mattson can do the dumbest things. Mattson's making us sweat here at the end. I can't believe it. Lob it out diagonally. Oh my god, just win the faceoff and just... They need to channel David Savard right now. Just win the faceoff and then sit your ass on the puck for 5 seconds. David Savard, we need David Savard's fat ass right now. That's what's going to win us this game. All right. All right. Well, I'm a little behind, but they did win. They did win the game. It's over. So I'm going to be... I can't believe it. They got outshot. It was 29-9 in the end. And it don't matter. The Canadiens are moving on to the next round. Can you freaking believe it? The Canadiens eliminate the Tampa Bay Lightning in one of the most bizarre freaking Game 7s I've ever seen in my life. Tampa Bay probably thought they freaking had it. Do you guys even understand what happened here? Unfreaking believable. I mean, let me know what you guys think. I mean, are you guys... Rope-a-dope. I like the term rope-a-dope here. Karen won $20. Tampa Bay is ancient history. I have no other way to describe it. Lowest shots ever in a playoff win. Is that true? All 7 games. You know what? All the more reason to not have that empty net goal. They were all 1-goal games. I can't freaking believe it. Dobesh can get $10 million a year. Give Dobesh whatever he needs. Oh my freaking god! I can't believe that the Habs won that. All right, I'm updating the live blog right now. If you want to watch the highlights on the Gazette.com, you guys can see it. It's got some lovely photos from Tampa Bay as well. Including photos of some of the goals here. I swapped the hats. I think that's really the key of all this in the end. I swapped the hats, and that's why we won. Representing Canada, the Montreal Canadiens, I'm telling you guys right now, are Canada's team. The Canadiens are Canada's team. And every other city in Canada needs to get in line and root for the Montreal Canadiens against the Buffalo Sabres, which starts on Wednesday. And you guys and me, and we're just going to do this all over again. The Canadiens are going to go another 7. We're going to lose all of our hair. My hair's gray. My hair's gray already. I guess I can't shave anymore. I guess I got to be in good luck. Buffalo better get ready for the Suzuki line. Suzuki line better wake up. They just dodged a huge bullet. Ole, ole. Oh, my God. Are you guys... How are you guys feeling? You guys are feeling good. Okay. You guys are feeling a little better. The guys who are kind of like the Habs deserve to lose have kind of left. Where are you? I want you to come back. I know they played bad, but they still won. Isn't that the... Okay, we got the hat love. What if I buy a new hat for Buffalo series? Because I've been meaning to buy a new hat. If I buy a new hat, will you be okay with that? Sweet Buffalo. I will say this. Tampa's as good as Buffalo. I think Buffalo might be they're like a little younger, and they've got like some to them. So like maybe the matchup's not as good. But Canadians are as good as Buffalo. Or sorry, Buffalo is as good as Tampa, I think. Unfreaking real. That was one of the best series I've ever seen in my life. That was one of the best series I've ever seen in my life. No? I think so. It was one of the best. This was so much fun to watch. Honestly, guys, I know that like we were riding a lot on winning and losing, as we should. It is sports. Winning and losing is the point of this in the end. But I was really impressed. They had an awful game tonight, and they still won. But they had a great series. They played really well. Like more often than not, they were every bit Tampa's equal, and they got a little lucky at the end and are gonna make it to the next round. But yeah, hold on. I'm getting messages from friends and family who are like, what the Cesar said, told you Tampa would be upset after this game. What happened in the game? Look who won, Karen says. Boo the negative Neglies on the blog. Get lost. We've got more important things to worry about. At the end of the day, are you not entertained, guys? Are you not entertained? That was such a fun, that was incredible hockey. When you win a tight series like this, you play free in round 2. I hope so. Tampa's a great organization, but their window may be closed. D. Smith, I agree with you. Tampa had more to lose this series than the Habs did. Let's be real. The Habs, like, if they had lost, we would have all been really upset and really sad. But we'd be back next year and be like, all right, like, let's get it. Whereas you're right. I think Tampa's window is closing it's closing for Vasilevsky and Hedman. They don't got much left. Definitely the most incredible win I've seen in a Stanley Cup playoff game. That was very Halak beats the Capitals-esque, right? I'm not entertained. I'm gobsmacked, says and Rabinov. Great teams find a way to win even when they don't have the best game. Way to go, boys. See everyone next game. I'm going to see you guys Wednesday. The game one, they've already announced game one is Wednesday, I believe, right? If we have to go another 30 years, I won't be alive. I kept saying we got this. I know some of you are like, we can't wait any longer. Our hearts can't take any more of this. So I get that we got to. Tampa got dobeshed. Memories of Halak tonight. Just think, only 8 more wins like this. Only 8 more heart attack inducing wins. Oh my goodness. I mean, just a unbelievable. Look at the watch party. It's jamming. We have two, Brendan Kelly, the reporter, and we have our videographer extraordinaire, John Kenny, are at the game tonight. So they're going to send over some photos and all that. And we'll get that. Good, we can rack up the score on the Sabres, just like we drew it. Pimp Fash, it happened. Can you believe it? Pimp, can you imagine where they were at in the second period and the depths of despair we were feeling? And look at them now. They somehow clawed that one out. I can't believe it. I'm in utter, complete shock. I cannot believe that happened. I want to go party all night long. I have to go. I can't party because I got to file. So I got to explain to you guys what's coming up here. So in about an hour, we're going to have the hidden game on the MontrealGazette.com. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to have About Last Night. Stu Cowan is absolutely writing stuff. Stu Cowan's going to have something for you this evening, too. Brendan Kelly is going to have What the Puck. He was at the game at the Bell Center, so he's going to tell you what was going down at the Bell Center. And John Kenny's going to do video of what was going on at the Bell Center. And my God, this has happened. The Montreal Canadiens have eliminated the Tampa Bay Lightning in 7 games. Every single game was a 1-goal game. This game was a tie game until the third period when Alex Newhook scored off a bank shot behind the net that somehow Vasilevsky didn't get around to. The Montreal Canadiens had 9 shots tonight. 9 shots tonight. We're already. What episode does Marty watch tonight? Tonight warrants. Tonight warrants a good one, I think. What's a good a Kenny Banya episode? I saw something with Kenny Banya recently. Kenny Banya episode. All right, y'all. I'm gonna have to cut this one early. I mean, we're still hanging. Good night, everybody. So just to let you know, we will be back on Wednesday for game 1. We will be here. We're gonna do the live blog. I told you, we're doing them all until the end. We're going the distance together. So let's enjoy that. Thank you guys so much for following. That game was insane. I need a stiff drink after that one. Sounds like we're already planning for next round though, the newsroom. So maybe I don't get to have stiff drink. Stiff drink maybe tomorrow, Monday mornings, maybe when I'm gonna have my stiff drink. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. That was so much fun. The Montreal Canadiens are moving on to the next round. They eliminated the Tampa Bay Lightning in 7 games with a 2-1 victory. Unbelievable. Stay tuned to the Montreal Gazette. We got tons of post game coverage coming, and then next week we're gonna go so hard on the Sabres series. Can't even believe it. Can't even believe it. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.